What's up everyone, welcome back to Sounds Good Gaming. It's July, which means it's finally time to do the collecting episode for the month of June 2025 and see what video games I picked up in the month of June. Let's get into things. So here we are, another month, another episode of collecting, and I'm really excited to go through all the video games I picked up in the month of June. It's been a pretty big month for video games, as I'm sure you're all aware. This month, not only did some cool video games come out, but we actually got new video game hardware, and you betcha I'm going to be talking about... What was that? Anyway, okay, let's get on with the new video game hardware. Let's talk about the Nintendo Switch 2. Normally, I put my video game pickups that I need to talk about on this shelf. The shelf is full this month. Video game hardware releases are very rare and few and far between, so I really want to celebrate it. I really want to talk about the Switch 2 coming out and talk about my thoughts overall. So let's start with the console itself. So here it is. Here is the Nintendo Switch 2 box, at least. My Switch 2 is downstairs. This is the Nintendo Switch 2 with Mario Kart World bundle. So this did come with a digital copy of Mario Kart World, and I decided to go for a digital copy of Mario Kart World because this is one of those games that I want to be able to play at a drop of a hat, at any moment's notice. With certain games, I actually prefer to pick them up digitally because it means you don't have to manage the cartridge, you don't have to bring it with you and remember to take it with you all the time. So for me, games like that are Mario Kart and Animal Crossing. Those are pretty much the two big ones that I could think of off the top of my head. So as this was a new Mario Kart game, I decided to go for the digital copy. In the future, if I find it for a good deal, I'm not opposed to picking up a physical copy as well. In fact, I would quite like it for my collection. Right now though, it is pricey, so physical games in the UK are more expensive than the digital version, so it may be a while before I pick that one up, but I would like to do so at some point. In terms of the Switch 2 itself, I am pretty much in love with this new hardware. It is exactly what I wanted from Nintendo's next generation console, and it's so exciting to see them prioritize power and performance for a new generational leap. It's not something you get that often from Nintendo, and I think they've handled it pretty well. First of all, they're using the new power of the system to essentially deliver new experiences that they couldn't do on the previous Switch hardware, talking about how, you know, to fully deliver the concept that they wanted to deliver with Mario Kart World, it needed the extra horsepower without, you know, so that they didn't have to compromise the game experience, compromise things like the frame rate, the visual fidelity, the amount of objects and things in the world to do. That needed the Switch 2, and I'm really glad that they waited. In fact, I'd like to record a video with my full thoughts on Mario Kart World at some point, so if you like that, let me know in the comments down below and give the channel a cheeky sub. Why not? I would be very grateful. Yes, other than that, I've been really enjoying my Switch 2. It's nice to have a slightly bigger console. It's fun to take with me. I've been taking on the train fairly regularly as well. And yeah, I'm in love with this. I'm about to go on holiday for a couple of weeks. You betcha the Switch 2 will be coming with me. Handheld gaming has pretty much revolutionized my life since the original Nintendo Switch came out, and I'm still on that train, still loving every moment. And so yeah, the Switch 2 is absolutely being added to my collection with Mario Kart World. And with a new generation of Nintendo system, of course, comes a new controller to play it with. Now obviously we have the new Joy-Con 2 with their mouse controls. That's really exciting, and from what I've used, actually really good. They're a little uncomfy to use, but actually the implementation within the games and the flexibility of how you can use the mouse on pretty much any surface is really good, and I really like it, and I can't wait to see more games use it. But I'm a professional, I gotta use the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller, and when I tell you, this controller might be my favorite controller. I need more time with it. Obviously recency bias is a thing. On the surface it looks very similar. It looks almost exactly identical to the previous Pro controller, but they have changed the feel, they have changed the weights, they've changed the materials used to create something quite special. Even the new sticks are super silent, super smooth, they're fantastic. The new back buttons are super cool and really easily programmable within the console itself. And yeah, overall this is a fantastic controller. If you're a Switch 2 owner and you fancy a better controller experience, I think you could do a lot worse than the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller. In fact, I don't think you could do much better than it. It is an awesome controller. My only gripe with it is, obviously we're still using digital triggers on the Switch, but that is a system-wide thing rather than specifically an issue with this controller. You know, that's just how the Switch has been. So, you know, that's not necessarily against specifically this controller, but it's against the ecosystem. The idea of matching the materials with the Switch so it feels more uniform, feels more alike, Honestly, this is a fantastic controller. I also picked up the GameCube Nintendo Switch Online controller, which I've used a couple of times, and it's a GameCube controller. It's weird having like a kind of brand newly manufactured GameCube controller. It's very strange, but yeah, this is the box it came in. It's not a particularly nice box or anything, but the controller itself is fantastic. The first wireless GameCube controller that Nintendo have made since like the Wavebird, so it's pretty substantial. And yeah, the GameCube Online is obviously great for this, but also you can use it in other games. It's great for stuff like Smash Bros, you know, for that authentic melee feel. I got the official Switch case as well. It's fine. It protects your Switch. And then lastly, in terms of the hardware I bought for the Nintendo Switch 2, I bought the Piranha Plant camera. Now, I love this thing, okay? Just being completely honest. The aesthetic, the vibes, oh, immaculate. The quality of the camera is terrible. If you're gonna buy it, just know the camera quality, it's awful. Like, it's not good. You can technically see the person in the camera, but that's all I can really say about it. So yeah, keep that in mind when picking this up. I will say I got this at a discount. I got £10 off via Amazon. I don't know why the price was low, but I did. So keep that in mind when making a decision whether or not to purchase this camera. And so yeah, that's the Nintendo Switch. Whoop, whoop. Oopsie doopsie. So yeah, that's all the Nintendo Switch 2 hardware. However, we haven't talked about software. Well, we talked about Mario Kart World. Mario Kart World, once again, fantastic. Really, really enjoying it. I'm kind of disappointed in the update they pushed out, but, you know, we'll see how things go. And Knockout Tour is the absolute highlight of the video game. I did pick up some other video games for the Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. I bought it, I paid £7.99, and I played it a bit. It's actually kind of good. It's actually kind of good. I'm sorry. I've been finding it quite interesting. I can't lie. It's kind of interesting. I do think it should have been packed in. It feels like the perfect kind of packing game. But, you know, as someone who's just generally interested in technology, interested in the ecosystem, interested in how everything works, kind of like it. Yeah, sorry. It is £7.99, and it's one of those things where it's like, it's so cheap. Why did you bother charging money for it? If it's going to be that cheap, it almost feels like not worth stirring the drama by charging money for it. But that's just me. Next up, digitally on the Switch 2, I bought Fast Fusion from the team Shinan Games that made Fast RMX. Kind of like F-Zero, it's very, very fast racing, and this one is great, as, you know, the previous ones were. There are a couple of issues I have with it. I think the visual modes, a lot of them look a bit crusty on the portable play especially, but even on full screen on the dock, I feel like they're pushing DLSS a little bit too far. But in terms of how the game plays and how it feels, it's fantastic. The fastness of the cars and the machines you're using to race is awesome. So it's a really good game. If you are a Nintendo Switch 2 owner and you're not sure what to pick up, you could do a lot worse than Fast Fusion. It's like £13–14. It's really, really cheap, and it's a great alternative racing experience to Mario Kart World. And I believe that is it for new Switch 2 games that I've purchased digitally. I don't normally talk about digital games, but I feel like this is actually, you know, a pretty substantial release. However, I did pick up one physical Nintendo Switch 2 game, and you probably can guess which one it is, and there's multiple reasons as to why. And that is Cyberpunk 2077, the Ultimate Edition, which features Phantom Liberty DLC. I haven't fully played Cyberpunk before. When it first came out, I did play it, and I got through like the intro, like the first few hours, and I really, really enjoyed what I played, but then when the game opened up, I kind of fell off. You know, it was buggy at the time, it wasn't a great release at the time, and now since then they've kind of fixed the game and kind of made it better, which is not the right way to do things, by the way, video game developers. Please just release games when they're ready. But now that we have the complete edition, the Ultimate Edition, with the DLC, with everything fixed, it's, you know, it's a pretty fun game. I haven't played loads of this, I'll be honest. I've been prioritizing Mario Kart World. When I've had time, I have been dipping into this, and I must say, this game looks great on Switch 2, like, especially docked. It's kind of like, holy crap, you know, from a regular distance when you're sitting looking at the TV, this game looks freaking fantastic on the Switch 2. So they worked some magic to make this happen, and I'm very, very impressed. Even on handheld it looks great, but especially docked, I don't know, it just looks fantastic on a really good HDR screen. It's a really, really competent port of the game, and they've obviously put a lot of care into it. It even has mouse controls, which, while not being as seamlessly integrated as it could be, in my opinion, is still pretty good, and with an update or something they could maybe add in slightly more customization and make it more seamless to switch between controls and mouse controls. But you know, as it stands, this is a really great version of the game. It all comes on the cartridge as well. It's not a game key card, you don't have to install anything, and for me this is the must-have third-party game for the Nintendo Switch 2 launch. I don't think my collection will be game key card free forever, but at the moment this one is the one that I wanted to support day and date because the full game was on the cartridge and ready to go. So yeah, Cyberpunk 2077. Without further ado, let's put this in the collection and maybe put the boxes on as well, I'm not sure. Next we're going to move on to Nintendo Switch games for the Nintendo Switch 1. And I've picked up 3 games this month actually, all of them in physical form, and we're going to talk about them right now. So first off, I was catching up with some Nintendo first party releases, so I wanted to get through those. And the first one is Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. This is just one that I didn't quite get to pick up when it came out. I think I just was kind of busy, missed it, didn't put the money towards it, and I saw it on Amazon for £35, which is a bit lower than what it normally costs, and so I decided to pick it up. Inside we got this cool artwork of Luigi, and that's pretty much it. Luigi's Mansion 2 to me is a really mid video game, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't think it quite reaches the heights of Luigi's Mansion 3 or the original Luigi's Mansion. It's kind of the awkward middle child. The mission structure to the game really lets it down in my opinion. It's still a bit of fun, and you know, it's cool to see it released in HD. I'm really hoping for a Luigi's Mansion 1 HD remake or something on the Switch 2. Definitely coming to GameCube NSO, if not, so at least there'll be an option to play it with like basic HD upscaling, if not. But yeah, so I got Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. The other game I picked up from Nintendo directly, which was also £35 on Amazon, was Princess Peach Showtime, which is actually a game I haven't played, obviously, because it's a new game. And yeah, once again, something that when it came out, I kind of missed it, but I wanted to have it for my kind of, you know, Mario Nintendo collection. This game wasn't super interesting to me because it's kind of aimed at, I'd say, a younger audience than myself. It's not like something like Mario Odyssey or Mario Wonder, where it's kind of more catering to a wider audience. This seemed more specifically aimed at children rather than having like, you know, a higher skill ceiling, but I'm still interested to give it a try. I think I will give it a try. I'm not sure if I will complete the game, but I'll at least give it a good old college try. So yeah, that is Princess Peach Showtime. Let's have a little look inside. It's showing inside the theatre that the game takes place, and there is the cartridge as well. So yeah, once again, with this and Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, they're games that are coming out at the end of the life cycle of the system. So to me as a collector, it seems smart to buy them now while I can get them for less than RRP, when actually in a couple of years time they might be above sort of regular retail price. The last Switch game is another video game I've actually played before, but this one is an indie game and it is absolutely fantastic, and the sequel might just come out one day. It is Hollow Knight. This is an awesome Metroidvania with a bit of Souls in there as well, and if you haven't played Hollow Knight, I would 100% recommend it. The music is fantastic, the art direction is fantastic, the controls are fantastic. It really is like one of the best indie games ever created. You explore this vast bug's nest. I guess it's not even a bug's nest, like a civilization that exists under the ground. You platform through crazy like different environments, you fight very difficult boss fights, and you just explore and collect things. And if you're into stuff like, you know, Metroidvanias, this game is definitely for you and you should definitely check it out. On the inside, it kind of advertises the DLC that also comes with this physical copy, and it has some stuff as well. So in here we have like a map of the underground, and there it is, there's the little map, very cool. We even get an instruction manual in the year 2025, whenever this was made. I don't know, but it comes with a little instruction manual. And yeah, on the inside, it looks like it's actually an interchangeable cover, so you could swap it to this version if you wanted. So maybe, should we do that? Should we do that now? Why not? Let's treat ourselves. Oh yeah. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. So this is the alternative cover, and then on the back, the alternative back cover as well. I kind of like that, so maybe we'll leave it like that. That's Hollow Knight on the Switch. Fantastic game, maybe a 10 out of 10. Would 100% recommend picking up if you haven't already, both in physical and digital form. And you know, who knows, Hollow Knight Silksong may actually come out this year, you never know, crazier things have happened. But yes, so those are the 3 Switch games I picked up this month. So what we're going to do is go ahead and put them in the collection. We have talked a lot about video games, and in record time as well. I feel like this might actually be one of the shortest collecting videos ever. But even though, you know, I feel like I've spent a lot of money this month, and you know, there's literally nothing else for me to talk. What was that? Oh no. Okay, yeah. We're gonna have to talk about the baby. Oh boy. Okay, I want to preface this with I did not spend money on this. Okay? Someone else bought this for me as a little prankaroo. Well, not even a prank. It was a gift. Someone bought this for me like as a gift. So, you know, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about the baby-shaped elephant in the room. Cooking Mama World Babysitting Mama. There it is. It's got a green Peggy logo, so you know. Yeah. The idea is there's how many minigames? 50 babysitting activity minigames. So there's a little baby accessory. It has a little Wii remote slot. You shove your Wii remote into it, and then you cradle it like a baby. I'm not sure what originally came in this box, but this box is just the video game and the baby. So let's look at the game. Includes your own mama baby, which, you know, in itself is a pretty confusing term, but there we go. Yeah, we've got the manual right there, and the disc. As always, let's check. Surprisingly spotless disc. So to the person who sent me this, thanks. We now have babysitting mama for the Wii. Let's go ahead and put it in the collection. Okay, now we really have wrapped up for the month of June 2025. It's been a crazy month. You know, new gaming hardware is such a big deal. Like, it really rarely happens. And, you know, for Nintendo, the last time they had a big launch like this, next generation hardware, was 2017. It was 8 years ago, 8 and a bit years ago to be precise. And you know, I'm not sure if you saw my video, but I went to the midnight launch and it was a great time, honestly. I really treasure those moments. You know, these are things that I'm like, I'm not sure if I'll get to do this again, if there will ever be another midnight launch. You know, we're going to more of a kind of you order it online, it arrives kind of situation these days. And so yeah, thank you so much for watching this month's collecting. Did you buy any video games this month? Did you buy a Switch too? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you all next month. Bye.